Hi there, I'm Mel Abraham, the author of The Entrepreneur Solution and the founder of Business Breakthrough Academy, as well as the creator of Doctrines of Success program. You know, I had an interesting question and conversation with an entrepreneur and client that I consult with on a regular basis yesterday. And he looked at me and he says, you know, it's January 12th and I've already blown out my resolutions for the year. You know, he says, here I am 12 days in and it doesn't bode well for a good year. It got me thinking, it got me trying to understand, you know, the dynamics of resolutions and how so many times people will set a resolution in place and at New Year's Eve and then turn around and just let it go by the wayside, you know, and then reset it again the next year and keep repeating the pattern. And it got me to realize that we're in one of two places in our life. We are either resolving or dissolving. Okay? Resolving to be better and to live a fulfilled life, or dissolving all our opportunities and all that exists. The fact of the matter is that so many folks, and I hear it in the media and I hear it in the papers and around the community, that they believe we're on the precipice of disaster. And truly, I don't believe we are. I think we're actually on the cusp of change and the cusp of opportunity. Because understand what we have. Life as we know it has changed. Clearly it's changed. It doesn't make it bad, doesn't make it good. It's changed. But with change comes need, and with need comes opportunity. And we, as individuals, have a choice. We have a choice to grasp the opportunity and build on that opportunity that is new in today's world, in today's economy, and build on it. That's what entrepreneurs do. That's what entrepreneurs do, and take that spirit and build on the opportunity that currently exists. Or we choose to languish in the past, in the way things have been done in the past, and wish it was, and wish that we could have it back. You know, to truly move forward in life, we need to continue to grow. We need to continue to strive. We need to continue to adjust. We need to continue to build on what is given to us without blaming others, without looking for handouts, without looking for any of those types of solutions outside of ourselves, but looking within ourselves. You know, truly, as I started to research this, 57.3% of individuals blow out their New Year's resolutions within the first 4 to 6 months. How is it that over half the people will set a goal for themselves to create a better life, to set a desired state in their life, to try and get a much more fulfilled life, and within the first 4 to 6 months, they all fall off the wagon? And I come to realize that there's really 4 stages, 4 levels of phases of success, and we live in these states. We live in these states on a regular basis, and we rotate from one state to the next. Now, you know, those that are truly at a high level successful will stay in one state, in the top state, most of the time. The question is not whether you're in the state, because I've been in these states. I'm going to go through them with you. You know, I've been in each of these states at one point in my life. The question is, where do you spend most of your time? That will give you your results. You know, when we look at where we are today on this, you know, truly we are at a fork in the road, and you have a choice to take this fork in the road where in effect you've got opportunity, and you're willing to change, and you're willing to grasp, and you're willing to shift, and you're willing to take responsibility and build on it and continue to build on it for what the new life that has in store for us, the new economy and the new way of life has in store for us. Or you have this choice to stay where you're at, can keep doing what you're doing and not getting different results, and probably get worse results because life as we know it has changed. So here's the 4 states and what I think needs to be considered here. And to the extent that you build the resolve and build up on these states will be the extent that you have fulfillment. I think there's a direct relationship, a direct correlation there when you look at this. And the first state that we see, which is, you know, this is where kids are and many adults unfortunately are, it's the daydreamer. And the daydreamer will sit there and just dream away their life but never really accomplish anything. We'll get more into the details of each of these as we move further through. The second state is the wisher. We've all created wish lists, and we all wish for things. And every time we blow out a candle, we make a wish. Those types of things. The third state that you have is the goaler, and they will set goals. And again, we'll go through the criteria and kind of the characteristics of each of these, and you'll sit back and say, well, that sounds like me, or well, in each of these, some of this sounds like me at one point in my life. The question is really, where do you live? And those that really achieve, really gain success, that really accomplish things on an ongoing, regular, systematic basis, they're what I call the resolvers that continue to move. So let's look at this in a little more detail, and let's look at the daydreamer, for instance, and let's look at the characteristics and what you see. You may see this in yourself at times. You may see this in other people. Daydreamers are big talkers. They talk a big game about all the things they're going to accomplish, all the things they want to do, how they're going to live, all of those types of things. They're big talkers, but they have very little in the way of achievements and accomplishments. They really accomplish very little. They always, when they don't accomplish what they want, they look at it as someone else's fault. They look outside of themselves, and really we have no one to blame but ourselves. And I don't look at it as blame. It's about taking responsibility for your results and continuing to take responsibility no matter what effects are outside of you. They have no goals, and they have no plan. No goals, no plan, and no system. They're big talkers with little accomplishments. That's a daydreamer. Let's look at the wishers now. The wishers, they wish they had things. They look at other people that have things. They look at what they have, and they make a wish list. Probably they'll look at it just like the dog that's looking out the window here. But they don't do anything. They don't know why they want it. They just want it, and maybe it's because other people have it. They have no idea. If they don't know why, they certainly don't know how they're going to get it. They have a short attention span. They're constantly bouncing around from one thing to the next to try and to get things, but they never stay with it long enough to achieve success. They never stay with it long enough and persistent enough to really make it happen. They have no system, absolutely no system in place or plan in place to deal with it. So if you've got the daydreamer, you've got the wisher, the next level is what I call the goaler. The goaler is a little bit higher level. They do have accomplishments. They do feel fulfilled at some level. They create lists with dates. They have set goals in place. They even make some plans on how to accomplish those goals, but they have not much in the way of a system in many cases. They have some system, but it's sporadic. They don't work with it. They don't continue to change it. In fact, what they ultimately do is many times they change their goals to fit their results. And I see this in business a lot, where they start adjusting budgets to fit the results because they're not making budget, rather than trying to tweak the process, trying to understand the process that is going in place, adjust the process so we can make the results, rather than throwing the results out the window or adjusting it so we feel better about ourselves, because that's just living a lie. It's a charade. It's going to come back to us in the end. We're going to understand that the reality of what's happening. So a goaler, has some lists with dates, makes some plans, has somewhat of a system, but not a formalized system. And I think it's important, if you're going to really accomplish things, to have a real system in place to move forward. Then the last level is where I think all the fruits of the seeds of your labor really come into play, where you start to see that you're hitting on all cylinders and you're having success after success. It doesn't mean that you don't have any challenges or obstacles along the way, but the resolver is going to make it through no matter what. They have goals with dates. They know why they want the things, which is what gives them the fuel to move forward. They maybe don't know how, but they're doggone going to get through there. And it doesn't matter what the obstacle is. They're either going to go around it, and if they have to, they're going to go right through it if they need to. They create detailed plans, and I mean detailed plans, not just something on a napkin. For instance, when I was studying to take the CPA exam, which is a 4-day exam without calculators, I was studying for that. I spent 2 months preparing for that, but each day I orchestrated and I planned it out. I knew exactly what I was studying that day, what I was going to get done, all the way up to the date of the test until we pass it. 5% of folks will pass that test on the first try. let alone I was in college at the time taking 18 units and I was able to pass the test. But it had nothing to do with me being any smarter than anyone else. It had to do with the system I used for success to try and build through it. It's the same system I've used to build my businesses, to build other people's businesses, to work with the entrepreneurs that I work with and continue their growth and build. So it's really about having a system. And I'm going to give you a link to some additional training on my success system, so you can learn the 5 points of my success system. Maybe it'll help you put a system together as you move forward. So the resolver is going to continually keep their eye on the results, the goal, and continually adjust in what I call a feedback loop till they make the goal. They're resolved. They are absolute committed and resolved to making that happen. So the question is for you. What are you? Daydreamer, wisher, goaler, resolver? Where do you spend most of your time? I mean, we all will vacillate between these, but where do you spend the majority of your life? Because that's going to determine the quality of your life, the quality of your success, the element of success. You are at a fork in the road, and you have a choice, and you have the choice for opportunity. You have the ability to make things happen and do things a different way. And if you've fallen off the wagon and you've blown your resolutions already, you can get back on. Just decide the characteristics you want to be. And if you do this, put a system in place for success that you work persistently and systematically throughout until you start to achieve it and you get momentum. So question for you then is, where are you in this curve right now? And how are you going to move to the next level to build the life that you want? And when you get yourself to the point of being a resolver on an ongoing basis, on the majority of your life basis, your life fulfillment, your life success is going to change dramatically, and you get a chance to live life on your terms. And if you're looking for a way and you say, I don't have a system, or I maybe want to refine my system, take a look at doctrinesofsuccess.com. This is the 5-point system that I've used for my success in building my businesses. All that, you can go there, you can log in, you can get some of the free training and see what it's about. Because the key is to live your life to the fullest, to live a life of passion, to live a life of meaning, and a life of significance. So if there's anything I can do to support you in your success in this year, in the coming years, please touch base with me on Doctrines of Success. Leave comments. I answer them all myself. Check it out, and I wish you the best. So until we get a chance to talk or meet again, may your vision be grand, your journey epic, and your legacy significant.